Cancer is a State of Mind, written by Jack Barratt, narrated by Sebastian Cooper. As I write this book, I want to dedicate it to a young man called Bradley Lowry. Bradley died today at the tender age of 6 years. I started writing this particular book and Bradley came into my mind. I decided to dedicate this book to him as a tribute to this brave young man and his family. A few years ago, we lived in the same colliery mining village in the north-east of England, where the Lowry family live now. Sadly, we moved away before ever getting the chance to meet them. We heard the tragic story of Bradley from family and friends who still live in the area, and then, of course, from social media too. The book I'm writing is about how lives can be changed and how fights can be fought when dealing with cancer. This book is not about Bradley, however. It is focused on a dreaded disease which has touched my own family, and so I can say with honesty that it affects everyone in some way who are connected with the person who has the illness. In writing this book, my thoughts go out to a young boy who lived his life to the maximum, a young man who is visible to the world at a time when most people would hide away. This was a human story of life and a struggle, fighting against the odds, also a struggle of such pain for all concerned, and finally, a true life story of a young man who touched the hearts of so many people around the planet. As I complete this book, I've just been told that I too have been diagnosed with prostate cancer. How strange life is. Jack Barratt. Contents: Emmelle, Moving Forward, Adapt and Overcome, The Game Changer, Time for Lessons. Cancer is, by any standard, a major disease, and so with its power and fury it kills many people worldwide every year. Cancer foundations and charities fight tenaciously for funds to support the medical treatment and research that is used to combat the varying types of cancer that we currently know about. The following story is based on the idea that a typical high-grade cancer cannot be beaten. However, it can be battled against, managed and negotiated with. The single strongest tool to fight any cancer is the mind. Emmelle Ballantyne is one young man who was taught some very valuable lessons. He was shown what can be done with willpower, determination and the strength of the mind, and how to use a combination of those powerful forces in his favour to help him fight against the cancer that he had. Emmelle was given a unique look into his own mind, and that look changed the life path that he was on while enduring the pain and suffering of terminal cancer. This is his story. Emmelle Ballantyne had just turned 12 years old and he had cancer. It hit his family hard when they found out about the diagnosis. Emmelle had gradually got sick, and over a period of some months he deteriorated and reached the point that it was clear there would be nothing that could be done for him. Emmelle saw many doctors. He had every treatment, and the strongest treatment of all was chemotherapy. This was, as many people know, the most common form of treatment for most types of cancer, and in many cases a potential lifesaver. But sadly, not in Emmelle's case. He was now a terminal patient, and the news had been broken to his mother and father. Of course, they were both devastated at the thought of losing their only son to a disease that they could not beat. As far as they were concerned, their only son was going to die at the hand of this evil disease, and there was simply nothing that could be done about it. Emmelle's father would deal with this problem in a completely different way to his mother, and although the two parents were both very strong, there would be two completely different approaches to what they had to face with their son's illness. Emmelle had continued to go to school throughout his illness and subsequent treatment regime. He wanted to, and indeed he tried to maintain as normal a life as possible while enduring things at this difficult time. Emmelle had many friends, as indeed most 12-year-olds.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?